I'm Marlene Hutchinson, and welcome to Tips for Guitar Playing Success. As many of you know, I've been sharing my guitar playing tips every Thursday for more than 10 years. It's been my way to hopefully help you stay motivated, be inspired, and continue expanding your guitar playing journey. If you're interested in more learning resources, go to my website, marlenesmusic.com. And for anyone who's listening and feeling like you're missing out on all the guitar playing fun, you can easily get started with my super simple Learn to Play Guitar in a Day course. Now, on to today's tip. This podcast is brought to you in part by Gator. Whether you just need a bag to gig with on the weekends, or a frequent flyer needing a flight-friendly TSA Series case, or a dedicated road warrior bringing your instruments on tour, Gator has a solution for you. For the stuff you love, guard it with Gator. Today's tip is nylon strings versus steel strings. I've been playing guitar for more than 20 years. I started out with a nylon string guitar because, frankly, it was easier on my fingers. As I played more, I gravitated to playing a steel string guitar because it fit my playing style a little better. I do still play my nylon string guitar at times, and I love that I have the option to play either. In today's episode, I'll talk about both types of guitar strings to help you decide which strings are best suited for you, your guitar, and your playing style. As always, I love to give a shout out to my listeners around the world, so thank you to those joining us from Indonesia, Lithuania, Uganda, Colombia, and Nepal. Don't forget, when you leave a positive review, I'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode. As you probably know, there are basically two types of acoustic guitars: nylon string and steel string. Besides the strings, there are certainly construction and playability differences, which you can learn more about in my October 22nd, 2020 episode, Understanding Guitar Shapes and Sizes. Today, I'll focus on the strings. First, I'll talk about nylon strings and later on, steel strings. Nylon strings are generally best suited for classical, flamenco, and folk music. Although, in my opinion, you can play any kind of music on any type of guitar. The only exception is if you're specifically leaning towards classical or flamenco style playing. Then you should definitely be playing a nylon string guitar. Nylon strings are manufactured with a core of nylon or other synthetic materials. Then, in addition to the core material, strings 4, 5, and 6 are wound with an alloy material like 80-20 bronze, 80% copper, 20% zinc, or even silver is sometimes the winding material used. As I mentioned in the beginning with my own experience, nylon strings are easier on your fingers. Nylon strings have a more muted sound and are mostly played with finger stylings. As for steel strings, they are typically better suited for rock, blues, jazz, folk, and contemporary music. But then again, I feel like you can play anything on any type of guitar. Steel strings have a tinier, heavier, and even louder sound. Steel strings have a wire core, and strings 3, 4, 5, and 6 are wound using alloys such as 80-20 bronze or a phosphor bronze combination, 90% copper and 10% phosphor. But the winding material can be other alloys and alloy combinations, like aluminum and even silk. Steel strings are definitely harder on your fingers. Some people aren't sure which kind of guitar they want to play, especially in the beginning, so I recommend you start out with a nylon string guitar. But don't fret, ha. If you have a steel string guitar, you do have an option to change out the strings to nylon. However, and this is super important to keep in mind, do not put steel strings on a nylon string guitar. Why? Steel string guitars have a truss rod to help the neck and body withstand the intense pressure from steel strings. Nylon string guitars have no truss rod, so if you put steel strings on a nylon string guitar, the neck will bow or bend, causing you expensive repairs. So remember this: nylon strings or steel strings on a steel string guitar. Nylon strings only on a nylon string guitar. And without stringing you along any further, just remember, all good guitar relationships have strings attached. I hope this episode's tip has helped you to continue expanding your guitar playing skills and knowledge. If you'd like to learn more, please check out the many learning resources available at marlenesmusic.com. Thank you for joining today's podcast, and as I like to say, play on.